Hello, I'm Sue Lloyd, co-author of Jolly Phonics and a retired teacher. My interest in phonics started many years ago when I was teaching in a school that used the typical look and say method for teaching reading. Now, our results were as good as the other schools, but there was the usual group of children who struggled, and our head of department wanted to find out why. So she looked at the children further up in the school and noticed that the good readers, when they came to a word they didn't know, they worked it out, but the poor readers didn't. Then she looked at those poor readers more carefully. Why didn't they do it? And she realized that they just did not have enough letter sound knowledge or understand how it worked. And so she changed the method of teaching, and in the first 10 weeks she then made sure that we all taught the letter sounds and how to work the words out. Now, our results went up enormously. Later, this was reflected on the standardized reading tests that the children do when they are 7 years old. We went up 6 quotient points. That is a huge rise. The whole average, all the children went up. Then we had another interesting influence. We were asked by a researcher if we would do his research project. Dr. Douglas Pidgeon's philosophy was that the children should be taught to hear the sounds in words before they start to read and write. And although this was a very difficult program which we had to simplify, it did teach us that it was important to teach the children, and that some children found it easy to hear the words, the sounds in words, and others found it very much more difficult. But we found that we could get through to all the children by sort of saying to them, you want to write the word house? House. Sheep? Sheep. Bus? Bus. By calling out the sounds like this, all of the children, they finally managed to learn how to hear the sounds in words. Then I was very lucky, and I was fortunate enough to meet Chris Jolly, who was interested in our type of teaching and was impressed with our results. He conducted a successful trial and then asked me to write the phonics handbook. My colleague Sarah Wernham joined me, and this was the start of Jolly Phonics. Since then, this method of teaching has become known as synthetic phonics, because the children synthesize the letter sounds to work the words out. It has spread around the world because it works. It worked for us in the classroom, and it works for other teachers in exactly the same way. Now, the effectiveness of Jolly Phonics has been measured many times by researchers and teachers, and every time higher results are achieved. The teachers in the schools that produced the highest results always made sure that the children did not be asked to memorize words, because this is the hardest way for the children to learn, and it causes many of them to fail. The children who struggle tend to find it difficult to hear the sounds in words, and they usually have a poor memory. It is a mistake to think that they are less intelligent. They just need more practice with learning the letter sounds and blending words.